What's up? It's your boy John King, aka J Smooth. It is early in the morning, as you can see. It looks very lit in here. I saw the Game of Thrones episode last night, so I know that I'm kind of giving my thoughts on it the next day. I just woke up, bear with me. I have my notes. It's a lot of notes too. Look at that. It's a lot of slapping and writing, but it's all good. First off, I would like to say spoiler warning if you have not seen season 6, episode 1, The Red Woman. That's the new season that just passed. So if you haven't seen the episode, do not watch this. Of course, because I'm going to spoil it. Also spoiler warnings for, I might mention things from previous seasons and also minor spoilers from the book. I thought I should mention that, even though, to be honest with you, they've surpassed the books in so many ways. It's not really going to be that much of a book spoiler, and I am very careful about what I try to spoil you or not spoil you. I don't like spoiling things for people, so if I mention something from the books, I might just be very vague and say things like, well, that changes, or they surpass this, not surpass this, and things like that. There are probably only one or two things from the book that are still in the books that they haven't done in the show yet. Maybe more than two, but the other things, most people don't think that they're going to do that they might have scratched that. But you never know. That's why I don't even mention those things. But as far as things that we know that they're going to do on the show, like the Greyjoy storyline, maybe a little bit of Sam, people, book readers, we know maybe a little bit of what's going to happen there. But they're changing everything, so you don't know that either. So I'm almost 100% sure something with the Greyjoys or something with Sam is going to be completely different. So we will see. Alright. So, starting with the show, the first of all, the opening sequence to it was extremely long. I did I'm not gonna lie, but it was good because everyone needed to be caught back up, needed to be reminded of what happened in the previous seasons. Now, I already knew because I watch over and over again. I watch a lot of other YouTubers. Um, I'll do that in a separate video. I'll give a shout out to a lot of people's reactions that I do. Some of them are big, like Emergency Awesome. I do AfterBuzz TV, What the Flick. But some are like small, like people that don't even have that many views. Some people like, Italian Stallion, Don the Cracking Wit, and people like that. So, yeah, I'm like a reviewer person, which means I should be pretty much prepared and good at this, but I am not. So, it's cool though. You know what I mean? So the opening sequence is long. Then, of course, the title sequence didn't seem to have anything new in it. I was looking for, maybe Kyle Dafrak or maybe a new area that we haven't been to. Maybe see High Garden or something, but no, pretty much the same thing. We see Dorne, we see Winterfell, Castle Black, The Wall, everything like that. So pretty much everything was the same there. And then we open up on that scene from the trailer. Minor spoilers from the trailer also. Is opened up, with that overlapping shot of Jon Snow in the snow. Jon Snow in the snow. Anyway, yeah, so it opens up on him in the snow. And then, of course, they want to beat us over the head again that he's dead, which, come on, we know he's not dead. There's never been a person on the show that has been dead that they've done this much to say that he's dead. Never in history. Now, of course, some people are going to say because of the rumors that he's so alive, that's why they have to beat us over the head. But it makes no sense that they would have to do all of that. I mean, overlapping shots of him being dead, open up on him being dead. I think they showed his dead body like 3 or 4 times in the trailers they showed his dead body like 3 or 4 times, which ironically enough, all the dead, all the dead bodies. Anytime we saw him dead in the trailer, it seems like it was in this first episode. So, except for what's going to happen next with Davos. So, if you haven't seen the trailers, I won't say nothing on that regard. But they might show his dead body one more time. But yeah, the poster with him being dead, the little teaser with all the faces and the House of Black and White. They want to show his face. Like his was featured, but then again, they showed Tyrion and Cersei and Arya and Daenerys and Jaime. They show everybody. They show their faces like they're dead. So nobody's falling for that. But some people are, because they went through the entire damn episode without giving us any resolution on it. So yeah, my prediction. Some people think they're gonna drag it and maybe have him come back alive in like season 8, season 9. I don't believe so. I seriously believe that he will be resurrected, or the next night's king, or I don't know, warged into ghost. I don't think that's gonna happen, by the way, but something, or just dead. They bury him and they chop his body into pieces. We know he's dead. They feed him to ghosts because Ramsay recommended it when he took over Castle Black. I'm just joking, but anyway, my thing is that I think that it's going to be maybe episode 3 or episode 4. We get that done because it has to be a built-up kind of thing. They got to explain all this once he gets resurrected. What's his deal? What his deal is? What's he going to do after that? Like, what's his motives? What's his plan? And then they have to end this season with a holy shit moment of whatever it's going to be. Whether who he meets, a war. Does he win the war? Does he lose the war? Was it all for nothing? Does he get resurrected and then die again? I don't know. I don't think so. But we know what's going to happen. We got it. It's cool. I feel like, I don't know if it's going to happen after the Tower of Joy scene. This is a book plot, by the way. But after the Tower of Joy thing, before it, or the same episode, we will see. But sticking to Castle Black. So apparently, okay, Davos comes out. Him, Ed, other Night's Watch people that follow Jon, find him dead in the snow. Davos brings him back in. I feel like I'm recapping around. If you see the reaction video, we know. So basically, when they find him, all of a sudden, of course they're pissed. I would be too. And Melisandre comes in and says that she saw Jon Snow fighting in Winterfell in the fires. And so she just seeing everything fucking wrong, you know what I mean? Or maybe she's right about that, but she damn sure said that she saw. But then again, if I remember, I'm not 100% sure. I think that she said that she saw Bolton's banners burning in Winterfell. So I don't think that she claimed that she saw Stannis was the one that burned them or something like that. She just said that she saw victory in the flames, and she saw Bolton banners burning. So that could have been Stannis or Jon Snow. She just assumed it was Stannis, but I don't think she ever directly said, Stannis, I see you winning. But I kind of feel like she did say that. Whether directly or indirectly, she was wrong. So we know that, but she saw Jon Snow fighting in Winterfell. So that is surprising to me, considering the fact that, she never really alluded to him leaving the wall and fighting. It seemed to be more so Stannis and Davos was trying to convince him to be the Warden of the North, and they said they was going to legitimize his name and all that. Legitimize. That's it. I quit. Anyway, so they said that they was going to make him Jon Stark instead of Jon Snow. And of course he denied it. Melisandre just seemed like she did have a plan. She said she saw King's blood in him, and that how she was going to, she wanted to have sex with him apparently. Although after the end of this episode, I don't. Everybody else was like, it was a holy shit moment because the whole thing with her being old and all that stuff. But the main thing I was thinking about is all of the fanboys that was like, Melisandre's hot, looking at her naked, and then, standing sleeping with her, and her sitting on Jon Snow's lap, and all this other nonsense. That's the only thing I could think about, is that after seeing the end of the episode, it's like, don't sleep with Jon after that, man. I mean, that's gonna be crazy. So yeah, she said she saw him she seems to be very, very sad about things now. She seems to be depressed. I don't blame her. After watching, I think it was David Mendenhall and DB Weiss do their discussion on how they feel the show went and their thoughts on it, and they said that they seen Melisandre taking the necklace off and looking in the mirror as a sign of her realizing that she's a lie and that everything was a lie, and that could possibly be true. I can see the fact of her feeling like everything was a lie, even she's a lie, and just feeling depressed, feeling defeated. But I feel like she's going to pick herself back up again. Maybe Davos has to have a talk with her, but we need to have it done quickly. We don't want to wait episode 7, episode 8. Don't drag along this. They seem to be rushing Dawn and rushing everything else. This the one that needs to be rushed. They could have took their time with a lot of other storylines, but this one doesn't need to be dragged out. We don't want to see her defeated and depressed. A whole bunch of quotes about how she sell the victory in the flames. It was all a lie. We don't want to see 6 episodes of her being depressed. We don't want to see 6 episodes of debates between Alistair Thorne and Davos. We don't want to see 6 episodes to see if Jon Snow's going to get resurrected and seeing his dead body over and over again. It's just going to become redundant. And they know better. I trust DB Weiss. They've been off, so you know what I mean. So we have also Alistair Thorne admitted to everybody that he killed Jon Snow, and they called him a murderer, and then he gave his little speech, and then everybody seemed to be on board with it after that, because later on we see like a whole bunch of people with crossbows pointed at the door. Now I'm not 100% sure whether that was everybody that sided with him, but it seemed to be, because we'll see later if Ed goes and gets more people, but it just seems to me like it would be disingenuous for like that many people to have sided with Alistair Thorne after that. We get it. A lot of people didn't want the Wildlands to come there, but it has to be somebody that's like, nah. And it seemed to be that even after he gave his little bit of the speech, it seemed to be people like whispering to each other like, I'm not 100% sure I'm down with this, or I'm cool with this. I wouldn't be cool with it, because it's like somebody that would just kill the Knight's commander, your leader, because they disagree with something, to me doesn't seem to be the person I want to follow. Because I would be thinking, I'm a logical thinker, I'm an analytical thinker, I would be thinking, well, did you go and talk to him? How many times? Did we hold a meeting? We should have held a Castle Black meeting and took a vote and tried to discuss it. Not just you go gather up 4 or 5 men and then you go kill them. To me, that just sounds like you're being jealous, or you're stuck in your old ways or something like that. So I wouldn't have liked that. I don't like people doing stuff behind my back. Anyway, if we're all a team, they're the leader, you're not above us. And I know you guys are older and all that, but you're not the nice commander. We all have to follow rules. So I would have felt like, I think that nobody came to me and told me to stab Jon Snow with a traitor sign, and you had a damn little kid there. You trying to say the 8-year-old is able to know what's going on, but I'm not, and I'm a grown ass man? Of course, I wouldn't have had the chance to say this, because as far as I could tell, I don't see no black people on the wall. So I guess they're in East Essos or something like that. But yeah, but if I was on the wall, that's what I would have been saying. It would have been a problem. So, of course, Alistair Thorne comes knocking on the door, says he wants to debate and all this stuff. Ghost is there. Happy to see that. To me, I don't know if anybody else saw this, but when Ghost sniffed John, he kind of seemed to be sad because I know he is a kind of like silent dog, but he seemed to kind of like, to me, I don't know if anybody else saw this, he seemed to like just lay down next to him, almost like he knows everything is okay. Like he didn't seem to be crying or stay over the dead body over and over and over again. He walked away and he sat down facing the door. To me, if Jon Snow was like really, really, really like gone, I mean, he's dead, but it seems to me that Ghost knows something because Ghost is magical himself. Dire wolves are magical in themselves. They're different than regular wolves. He has red eyes. He's freaking like white and silent and stuff like that. Ghost just seems to be a magical dog. He doesn't seem to be like other dire wolves. Now that hasn't gotten explained in the books, but I feel like there's something magical about this dog. We know that the wolves are magical in a sense because in the books, Jon has dreams about Ghost and whatever he does, like he can sense it. They can sense their dogs, kind of like Dany and the dragons. They kind of have like a close bond with their direwolves. Even Arya and Nymeria, like she has dreams, and you see like there are chapters where you just see Nymeria and her leading a pack of wolves and hunting and all this stuff, and Arya dreaming about them. So it seems to me to be a strong connection, something magical. So I believe that Ghost kind of senses something. I don't know what, but he senses something because, or else he would have stayed near the body. Unless you're saying that he just was like, all right, he's dead. Let me just lay down and be cool. I just don't feel that way. So Alistair Thorne comes knocking on the door. Him and Davos start, I guess, bartering or something like that about him opening the door, and then Davos says, "Can I have mutton? Can I?" That was funny to me. It's even more funnier that Alistair Thorne seemed to like really answer his question. I don't know. Do you think that Davos was being serious? I'm asking you guys. Or do you think that was like a sarcastic statement? To me, it sounds all like sarcasm. And it seems like Alistair Thorne's dumb enough not to get it. Like he doesn't have a sense of humor. He sounds like one of those old guys that wouldn't. Davos just seems to be like, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We can talk about that. Let me talk to my man. Oh, you gonna bring me mutton? Yeah, bring me some beer too. Cool. Yeah, okay. And he knows what's up. He knows it's full of crap. They open that door, it's over. You know what I mean? I also didn't. It was funny to me that he was like, Davos, just open the door and we'll let you walk away a free man and go on about your way. Like, what do you mean walk away a free man? Like, is he a slave here or something like that? Like, him and Stannis came there to help you guys. He's not a slave. What do you mean you let him walk away a free man? Like, of course you should let him walk away a free man. Whether he's standing next to the body or not. It shouldn't even be a debate. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen there. And then, of course, I already said my reaction to it, but the end with Melisandre, that shocked the hell out of me. I did not expect that. And then at the end, when she got back in the bed with the colors, my only thoughts was, like, does she do this every night? Like, does she seem to, like, every time she goes to bed, does this happen? Or is this the first time she's looked at herself like this in years? I don't know. It seemed to me the way she was looking at herself seemed to have been like, damn, I haven't done this in a while. It seemed to me like she, I guess, slept naked, but with the necklace on. 'Cause why would you even take that necklace off? I mean, it saved her from getting poisoned, like, season 2. It, like, saved her life. Like, that necklace seems to have crazy powers, I'm hoping maybe that necklace got powers. I've watched a lot of reviews, a lot of people saying that they feel like that necklace could possibly be put on Jon Snow, or they feel like in some sort of way, since she is that old, we see it, that her last act of power to help out Jon Snow might be the death of her. So I say I would be totally down for that. I mean, it's all good. She's had a long run. And she did some foul stuff. I mean, after burning Shireen, I really don't. I mean, I'm not worried about her death. I'm also worried about Jon Snow's death. So, but although, I mean, Thor Samir brought back Beric Dondarrion 6 times. So I mean, if she bring him back once and then dies, I mean, what the? If he dies again, I mean, he ain't got nobody there to save him. You know what I mean? But we shall see. It seems to be like it's going to be a lot of Red Priestesses this season, so we're starting to see a lot more. We'll get to that when we get to Marine and the Red Priestess there. So looking forward to that. Going more further north because I mean Bran hasn't showed up yet. So going more further north, we see Theon and Sansa running apparently away from the. Why did I say apparently? It's harder than I thought. They were running away from the wall. How they survived that far, I don't know. I watched it again. It did not seem to be a whole lot under there, but hey, it is what it is. They got to keep it going. To me, I feel like if they can go back in time, they should have just showed us something like a bale of hay or like pan down and show what was under, then pan back up and then show them jumping. But that seemed to be a long fall. So, and then we saw them limping, but damn, not only Theon, but Sansa must got some strong ass legs considering the fact that she didn't seem to be like Arya and Bran climbing and running and doing all that stuff. She seemed to be in season 1 just sitting down combing her hair. I don't know, maybe walking around in the area and all that stuff kind of strengthened her legs, or walking behind Joffrey. He made her walk a lot, so getting her ass whipped by Meryn Trant seemed to strengthen her legs. I don't know. Sex with Ramsay? No? Too soon? Alright, yeah. So they're running, and I did say it in there. I thought, alright, we know Sansa's gonna be fine because we see her in the trailers a couple of times with North clothing on. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna be fine. I don't know about Theon. And then as soon as they got to the place in the boatman camp, and then Theon sacrifices himself, I'm like, okay, I did not see Theon in the trailer, so I'm thinking like, oh man, they're gonna kill him right here. And then all of a sudden, they catch Sansa too, and then instantly I felt bad. Like I'm like, oh shit, why did I say that? I know she's gonna be fine. We see her later on in the trailer. I was like, oh, maybe not. I was like, maybe I spoiled that for people, but then of course right away, I cheered for that part. Brienne comes, Pod comes, they save her. Thank God. And of course, I'm like, Pod needs help. That's all I was thinking about. I was like, Pod can't fight. He needs help. Of course, I forgot that he killed somebody during Blackwater, but that was kind of like a sneak attack. I mean, he's a squire. That's all he is. So, but I was very surprised. Maybe, I guess Brienna's been training him. We haven't seen this montage. We haven't seen these scenes. It's kind of like with Arya. We haven't seen this. We only seen him taking off Brienne's armor, but I'm assuming she has been training him because he was doing his thing. Unless Bolton men can't fight, because if Pod kills you, I'm assuming that you're not that good. Just being honest. So it shouldn't be that hard to defeat these guys. Maybe that's why they need to do a sneak attack with Ramsay. Anyway, so Pod actually killed someone, and it looked like he was holding the other guy off before Theon finally manned up. I was yelling like, yo, dude, just help them out, do something. Now, Theon can fight a little bit, I assume. He's living on at Winterfell. Ned ain't having nobody live there. I mean, he was kind of like a squire too, but at the same time, Theon trained. You saw him use that arrow to save Bran from the Wildlings' attack with Osha and her crew. And he seemed to do good, so he seems to know he has some skills in fighting. Not that much, but he's good enough. I believe that he's good enough. Ironborn. I still think Yara will kick his ass, though. But Asha? Yara. It's Yara in the show. Okay. So, Brienne gives her oath. Sansa gives her oath, or what she remembered from it. Would seem that she would remember that. Like, I would expect, like, Arya not to remember that, like, not going through her training, but I gotta give her props. She went through a lot. Sansa's been through so much. So, of course, she's not gonna remember that, because she's thinking, like, I'm never gonna get that oath given to me again. You know what I mean? Like, one minute she dreaming about princesses and princes and getting married and all this stuff, and the next minute she went through hell. Like, since season was since season one with Lady dying. Our first dire was to die. It's just been hell. So I'm looking forward to her kicking ass. She has to, like, I don't want to say man up for people that are PC out there, but woman up and like get it done. You know what I mean? She's a Stark, so I have faith that she'll get it together. So, all right, from there we go to. I know I'm gonna miss something. There's so much stuff to happen in this episode. We go to Winterfell, and with see, I got that right. Yeah, Ramsay having a nice little eulogy for Miranda, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, this is nice. Like he's having a little nice moment. We get to see him being like actually human for the first time. He seemed like he got teary-eyed. He wasn't saying nothing that crazy. He said, you know, he knew her since she was 11 years old. She smelled like a dog. Everybody else was afraid of him already, I guess, because of the way he looked, or I guess, or something. Or he was just always bugged out from a young age. And all of a sudden, she didn't show any fear in him. So I was like, yo, that's sweet, and that makes sense. They gave us a little bit of a Ramsay backstory, so that was nice. I think a little bit of these backstories was explained in the books, but I forgot about it. And so him explaining that, it was very nice. And then all of a sudden, of course, they're like, oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to bury her, burn her, or anything like that? And he's like, no, just feed her to the dogs. It's the waste of meat. And I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? He truly cares for her, but he still feels like, that's about enough. He said all he can say, and just feed it to the dogs. And this guy's insane. Then he has a talk with Ramsay, his dad, and then all of a sudden, of course, he's pissed because they lost Sansa and they lost Theon. So they lost their rights to the North, and they lost their rights to even having any leverage over the Iron Island. So he lost both of them. So of course he's pissed, but he said he got his men going after them. And then I don't know why Bruce did this. Bruce must have a lot of confidence in himself, or he must not know who his son is. But to bring up Walder Frey and the fact that hopefully she has a boy, because that'll make him, you know, the rights to the North and get rid of Ramsay. To mention that to Ramsay, it almost seems to me like Roose doesn't want Walder to live or something like that. That's what it sounds like to me, because you know Ramsay's going to do something to him. It almost seems as much of a like foreshadowing as Ollie keep mentioning that Jon Snow is going to come back. Something I didn't like them doing, only for the simple fact that it was almost like, I guess they figured like book readers must have spoiled it already for non-book readers, or they was trying to fuck with book readers by keep having Ollie mention it, so we would think that Ollie's not going to be the one to do it, because we knew that Jon Snow was going to die. But I would have thought that they shouldn't have foreshadowed it as much. But whatever. So then, moving on from Winterfell, where should we go next? Well, let's go to King's Landing. Cersei, this is going to be quick. Cersei sees Jaime. She sees... Oh, man. She sees her daughter dead, of course. And we already knew it was going to happen because... Well, we didn't know it was going to happen, book readers, because she's not dead in the books. This whole Dorne thing is insane, and I'll go there next, but it is the prophecy. It's the prophecy in the books. It's the prophecy in here. She will have 3 children. They will all die. Golden Shroud should be their thing, and then it was even more stuff in the books, which I won't really go that much in detail into, but I guess time is next. We'll see if the prophecy is true or not. If it turns out that every prophecy in this show just ends up becoming true, then I don't want to hear any other prophecies. It's just going to be like they're spoiling it for us at that point. So, but I for one don't really believe the prophecy. I just believe that she lives in a shitty situation. She had one shitty kid and then sent another kid to a place where you just killed the king's brother, so they were bound to die. And now you got Tommen, who's the king now, in a very, very tough situation where people are coming after the throne. So I mean, her kid's dying. I mean, to me, it just seems like a coincidence. Joffrey was a dick, so he was gonna die at some point. Somebody was gonna poison him, or somebody was gonna kill him. Marjorie would probably kill his ass if they would have consummated the wedding, either her or Elena. So trust me, he would have died. I'm almost 100% sure of it. I didn't think her daughter was gonna die because she was in the books. It was actually almost a little bit like she could have possibly became a leader, the queen of King's Landing and all this stuff of the Seven Kingdoms. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, that happened. We'll see what's gonna happen with Tommen next. She mentions her mother dying again, of course, by Tyrion. And, Jaime says we're going to take her back everything they took from us and more. So it seems like Jaime ain't playing. We seen it in the trailers. It's going to be crazy. Even from the scenes from next week, although I don't believe that. Everything that they showed in that trailer, I don't believe that all of that's going to happen next week. If it does, that's going to be crazy because they showed a lot of, plot-changing moments with a lot of head-to-heads coming together. So we shall see. Alright, moving on from there, we see Marjorie in jail. Of course, the shame lady. What's her name? Starts with a U or E. I don't know. But this lady is being just terrible again. Shame, and all this stuff. She ain't say that to her, but she's saying it another way. She's like reading the Bible to her and telling her to confess. And I don't know, because I think I looked away for 1 second. I don't know if she hit her with the book or she just act like she was going to hit her with the book. But this lady is just crazy. I mean, don't seem very godly to me. But then, of course, the High Sparrow comes in, as he always does, and acts very, very meek, very conservative, very calm, like he's just a cool dude. But he's the most evil of all. That's what's so crazy about it. I mean, Jonathan Pryce's interpretation of it, whether you like it or hate it, I mean, it is a creative choice. That's how he chose to do it. I guess he decided to play it as nice as possible. I would like to see him get a little bit more of an evil in his eyes, say something a little bit more evil. I mean, he's almost too meek, almost too calm. He makes you like him a little bit, but I don't know, maybe it works because everybody else with stars on their forehead is just crazy as hell, and he's the one leading them. Even in a calm way, I would just like him to say, kill them. They're not following the seven gods. Just politely slice off their heads, or something like that, to make him seem just a little bit more evil. We think he's evil. We don't like him, but he needs to kick it up a notch, in my opinion. Although, I mean, Jonathan Pryce is a good actor, but I feel like if somebody else is playing him, like the dude from Deadwood who's going to be in the season, we don't know who he's going to play, but I feel like if somebody else is playing him, they would have put like a little bit more juice on it. Alright, moving on to Day at the Dawn. The first holy shit moment. This is the first moment that had me like, what the happened? Like, alright, I'm going to spoil the books just a little bit in this part. Just a little bit, because, listen, I get it. I'm not going to go through the whole Dorne plot, because some things they might flip around. You know how that goes. But since some people are dead now, I guess I can kind of tell you about that. In the books, it's by chapters. It's by people who are, it's by names. So like, and this is like a Feast of Crows. It goes like this. See? Brienne. Brienne has her own chapter. Later on in the book, she didn't have her own chapter before. Now, this is a Feast of Crows, so some of them are like the Prophet, which, some of them are Jaime, and some of them were like titles, like the King God or whatever like that, and they like tell us about somebody else. One of these chapters, someone that had their own chapters in the books, was Areo Hotep. I know, surprising, right? Because I guess it's more exciting to tell Doran, who's the leader of Dorne, in the Sand Snake story, and another one of Doran's daughters, they scratched her to give more power to the sand snakes and feminism and all that stuff. They scratched her, even though to me she was a strong female character, if not the strongest one, because in the books his daughter was someone that moved with logic. Not that women that just want to pick up swords and fight isn't like cool women and badass women, but you have to move with some sort of logic. Brienne moved with logic. I don't think that the Sand Snakes are strong women because they just go around slicing people and killing people. To me, they're just being dumb because they're not thinking with logic. They're thinking with emotion and rationale. So to me, they don't get no props from that. But I have seen a couple of females and a lot of female reviewers on AfterBuzz TV saying, I like the Sand Snakes. I'm rooting for them. And they're happy about it. So I guess so. I guess if you don't read the books, you will be happy about what just went down. I mean, the men die. No longer will weak men rule Dorne. It's a feminist line. You know what I mean? I'm all for feminism. All for equal rights between men and women. I'm for equal rights for everybody. It doesn't matter. When men, women, races, black, white, gay, straight. I'm for equal rights for everybody. Sometimes I don't like when they, just like some people don't like it when they shove breasts down their throats or shove sex down their throat when it doesn't have a plot to it. I don't like when they shove feminism down people's throats. It seems like they're trying to please people or that's just the characters. It could not be that. That's the way they chose to do it. It's not like the Sand Snakes weren't stupid in the books. I give it that. They were dumb in the books, but they did not do what they did. They didn't even have power. They were like locked up somewhere because they were being dumb, and their dumbness didn't get rewarded. It got caught by somebody smart, like Doran, by Areo Hotep, who wasn't dumb either. He was smart. He was clever. That's how he caught them trying to fight Jaime and Bronn. They never been caught off guard like that. Areo Hotep is an amazing fighter, by the way. He was on some like Barristan Selmy, Jaime Lannister, Bronn type stuff. Maybe not as good as them, but he was really he was one of the best fighters. They didn't even give him lines. Really, they didn't do nothing. They just stabbed him. And Doran. So Illyria Sand is gonna rule Dorne? I did not like that. I hated it. I do not like Illyria Sand. I hate her. She's so dumb to me. But Illyria Sand isn't even in the books. Like, she's so forgotten about. But since she's such a good actress, they pushed her story more. Now, they did that with Bronn. They gave him more storylines. They did this with Robb Stark. They gave him more lines because Robb never had a chapter in the book. But in the books, you read all through the books that Robb was doing this, doing that. And it was told through his mother's eyes. So it would be a Catelyn chapter, and you just see her talking through Robb. That's where you get the Robb lines, and you see him doing stuff. So you knew he was at least doing something. With Bronn, you knew because it was seen through Tyrion. Tyrion has his own chapter, but you knew Bronn did this, Bronn did that, Bronn did this, Bronn did that. All that stuff is in the books. Illyria Sand does nothing in the books. Nothing. She just goes away. So the fact that they're just trying to make her the centerpiece, I'm just hoping that they're talking to George R. R. Martin. There are rumors that they are talking to him, and that's what I believe. That, listen, I don't believe that he just told them the end piece, like who's going to be on the throne, then they're just filling in the middle pieces. I actually believe they've read whatever he wrote for Winds of Winter. I believe Dan and David, even though they're not saying it, I believe they've read every fucking page of that. They're avid readers, they're nerds. I believe they've read every single page They went line by line with George R. R. Martin. I believe they showed George R. R. Martin these scripts. George R. R. Martin was like, no, do not do that. Do this. That's at least what I'm hoping. And we shall see. So they rushed that. And then, I don't even know. What is the son name again? Doran's son, where they go in there and they try to kill him. I'm forgetting his name because I'm so pissed off about this Doran storyline. So they kill him, whatever. They ask him, which one of us do you want to kill you? And then he gets stabbed through the back of the head, which also, once again, it doesn't seem very Oberyn daughterish. It doesn't seem very Dorne-like, all these sneak attacks, all these kissing people on the lips. It seems very weak to me, in a sense. I mean, like, fight the man head to head. You already said he's weak. You already said he can't fight. So then why do you have to stab him through the back? That means you're not even tough. It would have made it tougher than me if they would have let him put up a fight. She would have wrapped the whip around his sword, threw it, and all that stuff. And then, like, was actually took out a dagger and about to stab him, and then the other one stabbed him through the head. That would have been more cooler. It would have been great, but maybe the person they have choreographing the fights in Dorne is the same person from last season. And it would have been a terrible fight, just like last season. I don't know. But on a positive note, because I am a positive thinker, and I am someone who actually thinks that the show is just as good as the books. And I wanna say this quick. It's gonna take too long. I made the mistake. I watched the show first. I didn't read the books. I watched seasons 1 through 3. Then I read the first book, the second book, and half of the third. Mm-hmm. Then I watched the 4th season. Then I finished reading the second half of the 3rd book, the 4th book, and the 5th book. So I finished all the books. So basically, season 5 was the first season I saw after I read the books. So I knew it was going to happen. So it kind of ruined season 5 for me a little bit, because I know it would have been a stronger moment for me, a holy shit moment, when I saw Cersei get locked up, when I saw Jon Snow die, when, I saw Dany riding away on a dragon, all in the books. So, you know what I mean? Things weren't in the books. I mean, Tyrion didn't meet Dany, so they still found ways to surprise us. Shireen didn't get burned, and Bronn and Jaime didn't go to Dorne. Like, all that stuff didn't happen. So I think they're finding ways to surprise both book readers and non-book readers. It seems to be like they have no choice but to do that to keep people from spoiling things. See, if you book readers wasn't spoiling everything from fucking day one, this wouldn't happen. So I already said it. If Winds of Winter would have came out before this season, I would not have read the book. If it comes out tomorrow, I'm not reading the book. It's better, in my opinion, to watch the TV show first, then read the books. It's way better that way. Or else you're just going to find yourself complaining about stuff, which doesn't make sense. Because they do a lot of things better in the TV show than they do in the books. Although, GRRM is a genius. Okay, moving on from this Rush Dawn storyline. Oh yeah, my positivity on it is that it's moving forward. It's past the books. We don't know where it's going to go now. So hopefully it leads somewhere interesting and good. I think that it will be. Dan and David and the writers that they hire are very good. So I feel good things coming from Dawn. Mm-hmm. Alright. On to Tyrion and Varys walking the streets, right? I've heard a lot of people say, like, is it bad? Like, why is he walking around? I thought the same thing, but, like, while I'm watching, I was like, why are they walking around in the streets with no armor? Neither one of them could fight. We never seen Varys fight. He knows how to talk his way out of a fight. Tyrion knows how to talk his way out of a fight, but not in Meereen. These people just don't seem to understand Westeros. They don't seem to understand anything. But we shall see. But I thought about it, and I'm like, they don't know who Tyrion is. I mean, he went from fighting. I mean, he was in the pit, and then all they did is they took Tyrion up to see Dany. Now, he was sitting beside her during that fight before the Sons of the Harpy came. I don't know if they were paying attention to that. But I don't think they really know who Tyrion is or who Varys is. They seem to be walking around like regular common folk. So that's why I think it's going unnoticed and people aren't attacking them right away. Or at least feel they're a threat to attack them. So with that being said, we see another red priest, a guy priest at that. Although Thoros of Myr is, but he doesn't dress in the clothes. He doesn't seem to be that fanatical on it. He seems to just be, brotherhood without banners. We haven't seen him again, but yeah, he's talking about the slaves or the regular common folk to, fight for themselves since Dany isn't here to fight for them now. We'll see how that turns out. It just seems like it's just going to be a lot of chaos in Meereen. They burned the boats. That's a holy shit moment. We don't know who did that. We still need to find out who the Sons of Harpy is. There's a lot of speculation. I'm just hoping it isn't Varys. If it's going to be a shocker, it would either have to be Varys, who's the son of Harpy, and he's acting like he wants Dany to rule, but in all honesty, what he feels is right for the kingdom is not Dany ruling. Or it's Daario, and he's just slick. He's like, protect the queen, and he's doing everything to protect her, because if you really are good at what you do, you're going to, be fighting on people. You're going to be doing everything you possibly could to protect her, because if she's going to die, she's going to die anyway while you were protecting her. Nobody else would know otherwise. And then you slowly start killing people off. So I'm hoping it's not Daario, but you never know. You know what I mean? I've never been a, Dany Daario fan. Anyway, I'm Team Jorah. I think he deserves one. Just let him stick the tip in or something. You don't need to be team friends on all the time. So yeah, that happens. While they were talking about the damn Sons of Harpy and who's killing them, and to find out, there's somebody seemed like looking at them, hearing them. Now, I thought they were a lot more careful than that, but they seem to be underestimating Meereen. It seems like somebody knows who they are, somebody's onto them, somebody's following them. So we shall see. What if Missandei was the son of Harpy? That wouldn't make sense. And just forget that one. Anyway, so moving to Jorah and Daario. Speaking of them, they seem to be traveling, trying to find Dany. They find the ring. In my opinion, a lot of people said, how the hell did they find the ring? When I saw the trailer, I was like, so they're just going to walk and find a ring in the middle of a desert, a small-ass ring. But when I thought about it, and they looked down and they saw horse hooves, and they said, oh, seems like riders, and they was like a horde of riders. So to me, here's my thesis on it, is like, because they circled Dany with the horses and some kind of ritual thing, I assume Jorah and Daario saw a circle of hooves or a circle of footprints in the sand and thought that looked strange. And in the middle of that damn circle of footprints, that's where they found the ring. That would make perfect sense. If they're good trackers, it's like, okay, we see a lot of hooves and it look like they're riding, but why does it look like they're riding in a circle? It looks like a circle pattern. It's kind of like doing a donut in a car and seeing a circle of skid marks. So you see a circle of horse hooves, you're going to be like, okay, that looks strange. Who the hell was in the middle of this? You're thinking Dany. So you look in the middle of it, you see a ring. Trust me, that's what happened. I'm good at this shit. Trust me. Fucking genius. Alright, so Dany traveling with Dothraki. They take her to some new cow. After talking a whole bunch of crap about it, these two soldiers, just talking so much crap about her, about having sex with her and the ass and all this other stuff, not knowing that she could hear them, and she looks pissed off as hell. Like, man, they better hope that she doesn't get anybody on her side, those dragons, something like that, because those two will be the first burn after saying all that shit. This Khal Moro, what his name is, Mogo, what is it, Moro or Mogo? I don't know. This guy, he's no Khal Drogo, he's corny, but at least he did cut Dany free after, of course, she dropped the names. Those first names that she dropped, He was just listening to her. I'm thinking that's gonna work. He's like, I'm the queen of this, and she did throw a Khaleesi in there. She said Khaleesi of the Grassy or something like that. And he just looked at her. He said, "You the queen of nothing. You the queen of having sex with me tonight." And I was like, wow. So none of those titles mean nothing. So then she dropped Drogo name and his father name, which probably made them think like, okay, she ain't lying. Apparently, in this custom of Dothraki, you're supposed to go to Khal Dothrak and hang out with other widows for the rest of your life till you die or something. When I heard that, I was like, nah, that's a no-go. Danny ain't for that. I wouldn't be. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Some people, I want to see her go to Khal Dothrak. I just want to see, but I do not want this dragged along. They're rushing things they shouldn't need to rush. And some things, I mean, let's have her go to Khal Dothrak next episode. Let's have her talk there. Let's have a resolution to that. I feel like this is definitely going to be one of those seasons because they got to lock up a lot of stuff. This is definitely one of those seasons where we're not going to see the wall in one episode. We're not going to see Danny in like 1 or 2 episodes. And then 1 or 2 episodes is going to be very Danny heavy or Dorne and Marine heavy. Some 1 week we might spend the whole episode in King's Landing. It's definitely one of those seasons. I look forward to it. They need a whole Danny season to get her out of Khal Dothrak. Let her gather an army of Dothraki, or just let her leave and go back to Marine. Don't even go back to Marine. Fuck that. Let unsullied soldiers meet her halfway and just get her ass to Westeros. That'd be perfect. So, after that, moving on to Braavos, Arya is blind, of course, begging for food. Now, when I first saw this, I'm thinking she's on a mission. And because when the girl, nobody knows her freaking name, but the waif, whatever they call her, like the person that's supposed to train her just comes out of nowhere. And as soon as she says, "Hey girl," or something like that, Arya seems surprised. Almost like this is the first time the girl has came up. So maybe I'm assuming Jack and God told Arya, "You're blind now. Go out and be a beggar or do something." And the first question she asks her, which is a known question in the book, is, "What have you heard?" or something like that. Basically, like she's supposed to be listening for things. So I'm assuming she's kind of like on a mini mission, just listening for things. But if the girl comes, hits her with the stick, whip her ass, Arya's going to be badass by the end of this. If she learns how to fight blonde and be nice, fighting with a stick, being blonde, she might be the best fighter in Game of Thrones. I mean, she's already learned Braavosi water dancing. She's learned the manipulation and assassin tricks of learning how to poison people and kill people without being a combatter, kind of like Jack and Hagar did. When she had 3 deaths, everybody she told him to kill, he killed them like that. He didn't waste time. He didn't have to face somebody. He would hit them with a needle in their neck, kill them quickly, poison them, and do stuff like that. So that's the best way. Hey, listen, if you want to win, you got to win. It's just the way it is. Not everybody could be Brienne and the Hound and all that stuff. It's about winning by any means necessary. So I'm looking forward to her being the most badass. I still believe Jack and his cereal for real. I honestly do. We shall see if I'm right. I think he is. I mean, even if he's not, I mean, he could become him, right? Or do they have to take the face of the person that they killed? Or can they just transform into that person? Because to me, when Arya was pulling the faces off the people, her face popped up. Are they saying she's dead? I mean, I don't think so. When did she die? When even if she died, when did they take her face off? It seems to maybe be a glamour of sorts, kind of like with Melisandre's. I don't know if it's a glamour. I don't know if it's just a ritual you go through as soon as you go into the House of Black and White. It's a god thing. I don't know. Hopefully they explain more of that this season. So on from that seems to be everything, right? If I'm missing something, I'm sorry. I don't think I am, though. It was a good episode. Next episode, it seems like they said that Ramsay's going to be going up to Castle Black. That's going to be crazy. Bran is finally making a comeback. We all looking forward to that. Let's have the next flashback be in the next episode. I want to see that right away. And it looks like that head-to-head, Cersei going against the High Sparrows, or what do they call them? The Seven. Damn, what is followers called? Whatever. The High Sparrow people. It seems like Cersei's going to clash with them. It seems like Jaime is going to clash with the High Sparrow. And it seems like Tyrion is going to approach the dragons. I feel like some of that was cut to further in the season. They're trying to trick us. But anyway, I'll see you next week. I might have somebody else with me, reviewing it with me, that watch it. I have a lot of my friends that watch it. Even my little sister is a huge Game of Thrones fan. I got her hooked on it. So you can see a brother and sister video, and which will be more entertaining because, everybody that knows me is entertaining. It's just the way it is. We're cool. All right. Speak to you guys next week. Peace.